Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Cartoon Network and Adult Swim recently announced a brand new block that will be coming to the channel. Starting on Friday, May 31st, Toonami will be joining Cartoon Network's lineup every Friday at 5 p.m. in what they're calling Toonami Rewind. So Toonami Rewind is essentially a 2-hour block that's going to air a variety of older anime series that were on Toonami about 20 years ago to kind of give you like the checkered past, if you will, but for Toonami. It's kind of the same concept there. So the lineup includes at 5 p.m. Sailor Moon will be on for a half hour until Dragon Ball Z Kai comes on at 5:30. That will be on for an hour until 6:30 when the original Naruto comes on, which at 7 o'clock is when the block ends, so it goes on for that 2-hour span, airing those 3 shows. And after this block ends, by the way, they're going to be airing a 1-hour marathon of My Adventures with Superman, which I think is a great show to kind of switch off to after this Toonami Rewind ends. And overall, I think that this block is fantastic conceptually speaking. I do have some issues with the execution of it, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But just conceptually speaking, it's literally checkered past. But for old animes, you're going to see Dragon Ball Z Kai, you're going to see Sailor Moon, you're going to see the original Naruto, and I think it's great to see that these classic series are going to have a bigger presence on Cartoon Network once again. Me personally, I love the original Naruto. I love Naruto Shippuden and Boruto to an extent as well, although that show's kind of a bit murky at some points during its run. Dragon Ball Z is obviously a cult classic, but they are airing Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is the remastered version of it. I personally have not seen Dragon Ball Z Kai, although I've seen all of Dragon Ball, DBZ, GT, Super, so I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Sailor Moon's a show that I've never seen before, so I guess this will be my opportunity to see it. But my issue with this block comes as follows. This block is airing every Friday night at 5 o'clock, which kind of makes me scratch my head at that, because you're taking away now a day from Checkered Past. Checkered Past was 5 days a week from the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. hour. Now Checkered Past is going down to 4 days a week from the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. hour, Monday through Thursdays. I don't understand, why would you detract from your lineup taking away Checkered Past when on Saturdays and Sundays you literally have nothing going on at the 5 to 7 p.m. hour? How cool would it be for Toonami Rewind, hypothetically speaking, to come on Saturdays from 5 to like midnight? Toonami itself doesn't start until midnight, so why not have this be a huge presence on the channel and make Toonami the juggernaut that it used to be? Toonami used to be on at like 8 p.m. on Saturday nights or Friday nights when I was a kid. Even if you go back 6 years ago or 5 years ago, back when Samurai Jack Season 7 was on, back when Dragon Ball Super was on, back when Boruto was on, all of those shows aired at like the 9, 10, 11 p.m. hour. Why is it that Toonami now starts at midnight? This could have been your way to expand the block a lot and make it be, you know, Saturday nights from 5 p.m. all the way till like 6 a.m. You have this giant Toonami block with the first half of it being Toonami Rewind. Now, if they don't want to do that, I understand, because maybe they do not have enough shows that they'd be able to air over that span. But if that's the problem with it, if you don't want to pay the licensing fees for all of these series, then why not just do the same thing you're doing now, having this Toonami Rewind block be on from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Fridays, but just do it for Saturdays and Sundays instead. Like I said prior in this video, on Saturdays and Sundays, Cartoon Network lineup is abysmal. 5 p.m. King of the Hill comes on Saturdays, and it switches off to Bob Burgers later on that evening. On Sundays, they do play a movie at 5 p.m., but hey, they could always have Toonami Rewind be on from 5 to 7, then have the movie start at 7 p.m. It's not like 7 p.m. is an absurd hour to be starting a movie. Or heck, you could even have the movie be on at 5 p.m., then air Toonami Rewind after the movie is on. I just don't understand the thought process here. I don't understand why you would want to take away a day of Checkered Past, which has been a relatively successful block for them, to try this new idea in Toonami Rewind. I'm gonna be honest, I think Toonami Rewind will be an absolute hit. I think it's going to be something that's going to be fantastic for the network, but I kind of don't understand the execution of it. Another way this could have taken form is if you have Checkered Past be on every day from 5 to 7 p.m., then every day from 7 to 9 p.m., you have Toonami Rewind on. So your lineup would be as follows. At 5 p.m., you'd have an hour of, let's say, Edda and Eddie. At 6 p.m., you'd have an hour of maybe Courage the Cowardly Dog. At 7 p.m., you'd have Sailor Moon for a half hour. You'd then have an hour of Dragon Ball Z Kai to end it all off with a half hour of Naruto. That would be an amazing 4 4 hours of TV for Cartoon Network, but yet they did this instead. Instead of making it this big 4-hour lineup, they decided to just take away from Checkered Past and throw in Toonami Rewind only on Friday nights. I don't really necessarily understand that. If you had to ask me what the best execution of this block would be, the best execution in my opinion would be airing it every Saturday and every Sunday. Because right now, there is literally nothing to watch on Cartoon Network on Saturdays. I have turned the channel on before when I eat dinner at around 6 p.m. and King of the Hill is on, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. They made Cartoon Network stupid on Saturdays with King of the Hill being on. Oh well, I gotta find another thing to watch on TV. You're losing viewers potentially by having a series like King of the Hill on. Like, how much better would it be if you turn on at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night? Let's say for me, I'm eating dinner, and all of a sudden I see the Dragon Ball Z Kai is on. I would not be changing the channel. I would be locked into Dragon Ball Z Kai, but instead they decided to do this. Which, look, Friday nights aren't a bad night to be having this, Toonami Rewind thing. I just don't like the fact that they're getting rid of Checkered Past one night in order to introduce Toonami Rewind to the world. If you want to do it on Friday nights anyways, if you want to have it be on that night for whatever reason, like I said before, just have it come on after Checkered Past. You could have it come on at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then you could even do a 3-day weekend if you want. Have it be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. 7 to 9 p.m. you have Toonami Rewind, and maybe, on Saturdays they can then do something to bridge the gap between Toonami Rewind and the regular Toonami, since it starts at midnight, which is really strange. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about Toonami Rewind? Do you like the way they're handling it, or do you agree with me that it's kind of strange to see them take away from Checkered Past to introduce Toonami Rewind when you have Saturdays and Sundays with literally nothing on except for King of the Hill and Bob's Burger? Just make Toonami Rewind air that instead. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.